Good afternoon to all and welcome to the webinar session on an overview of NI Multisim and Ultiboard. So before starting the Multisim and Ultiboard directly going into the software, I'd like to brief what is an NI Multisim and what is NI Ultiboard and what's all its functions. So Multisim is basically can be known as a circuit simulation software, and Ultiboard could be PCB designing software. So simulation, before going into the circuit simulation, I'd like to brief what is a simulation. Actually, by the act of simulation, we can generally representing certain characteristics or some features or behaviors of some selected physical or some designing systems, certain viewing of certain characteristics or parameters. There could be different types of simulations like spice simulation, VHDL simulation, Verilog simulation. So multisim software uses spice simulation, and its form is XSpice, that is the extended spice for extended Berkeley Spice 3 type of simulation. So there could be some benefits of spice simulation. Mostly in one word we can say, once the designing of a circuit is done, we can easily change the components, properties of them, and see the immediate result on the characteristics of the or the behavior, how it is changing according to the different parameters of the circuit. So, multisim is mostly spice based analog, digital, RF, as well as mixed mode simulation, and also it could add a feature for VHDL simulation, where we can design any kind of PLD logics. I'll come later for the PLD design. Before that, I'll just brief the some of the basic features of multisim software. So multisim is mostly component level based simulation software. There could be different softwares for component level based or block level based simulation software. Multisim is mostly component level based software, simulation software, where most of the components, you can say, it is a real component. That means it got the symbol. Actually, in the softwares, for simulation softwares, all the components or the database are mostly designed in a mathematical model. It could be a spice model or different model, which includes all the industry specific standards. That means it could be treated as a real component, which also introduce or includes real footprint, so that after designing the circuit, we can transfer it for the PCB designing, where if we have designed the circuit, checked all the parameters, whether my behavior is coming according to my requirement, then after that we could implement that circuit into the PCB to make it a real hardware. So for that we need the real components. For example, I could say, suppose a diode. In the component library, we have the list of the components. Like diode, it is not only a single diode, it's specifically industry specific diode with the specific industry number, like suppose 1N4007G. Exactly, it in the library it got all the features for the real diode for the from the manufacturers, with all its properties and the footprints, so that when we will be going for the implementation into the hardware, we could easily find that hardware from the market, and we could easily place into the PCB. It got the schematic symbol in its library model, as well as we then find into the simulation model. It includes also the footprint, which makes it a complete integrated database, which includes in the multisim library models. Over 26,000 components are there in the libraries from the different real manufacturers, with all its real characteristics and real properties. We can also manage the database, where we could also create our own components, our own models, and save it into our new library, apart from the libraries which are already existing into the Multisim software. For a complete designing, I have mentioned one extra added features, like all those simulation softwares are where all the source, the components, it is mostly in the software libraries. Like we can say it is a ideal model, but we can also import some real-time real signals into the simulation software of Multisim, like from the LabVIEW software. It includes mostly 4 steps. That first, you generate any kind of signal, real-time signal from LabVIEW. Then you save that signal into the LVM format and import into the Multisim. You design any kind of circuit in Multisim window where you import that source, that real-time LabVIEW source into the Multisim, and then you go for the simulation. That means it will be a simulation in Multisim with real signal, so that we could improvise the characteristics, or we can improvise the characteristics and see the benefits where real-time signals, how it could be acting into the software. That means it is not like a ideal simulator, it is working as a practical simulation, like practically using real-time components and real-time sources, how the characteristic will go. And then if it is satisfactory, we could go for the implementation or prototyping. These are some of the features for Multisim software, where most of the components are there in the database, like analog components, digital components, source, different type of source, microcontrollers, even some motors, different sensors, and also we can design using National Instruments DACs, data acquisition cards. Different type of analysis could be there, 20 type of SPICE analysis, and most of the interesting things, different instrument galleries are present in the Multisim software. Like some of the instruments I could name, multimeter, function generator, wattmeter, oscilloscope, Bode plotter, frequency counter, watt generator, logic analyzer, logic converter, IV analyzer, distortion analyzer, spectrum analyzer, and network analyzer. Apart from that, all those instruments which are present in labs in the hardware form, so all those instruments are present in the gallery of Multisim software. That means virtually all those instruments are present. Apart from that, some of the real 3D instrument gallery is also present, like multimeter, function generator, and oscilloscope. Mostly with Agilent and Tektronix company multimeter, Agilent and Tektronix oscilloscope, and Agilent function generator and multimeter. It also includes 6 different LabVIEW instruments, like BJT analyzer, impedance meter, signal analyzer, signal generator, microphone, and speaker, where real time we can interface these instruments with Multisim software. And I could name some of the analysis features, like some standard or commonly known analysis, like DC operating point analysis, AC analysis, transient analysis, Fourier analysis, noise analysis, distortion analysis, DC sweep, sensitivity analysis, parameter sweep analysis, temperature sweep, pole zero analysis, transfer function, worst case analysis, Monte Carlo analysis, and some different user defined analysis also you can make with different analysis functionalities. With the simulation softwares, Multisim, it is like drag and drop system. Like from the libraries, you can select the component, drag and drop into the sheet, where you can create the circuit, symbolic circuit, like drawing in a spreadsheet or white paper, pen and paper schematic drawing. Apart from that, you can also have some component libraries with some 3D views, like really in the real world how the component will look like. Some of the components also includes that features like resistance, capacitance, inductance, switch, some IC gates like AND gate, OR gate. Those kind of features also it includes. This breadboard option, I will just come into the later how it will look like into the breadboard and all those features. In the multisim software, we can design the circuit, go for the simulation, view different type of analysis in the graph, and then we can transfer the circuit into the breadboard view. How if really we could place in the breadboard those components, then go for the wirings connecting with different pins, how it will look like. It also add those kind of features. Apart from that, we can export spice models. We can design the circuit and we can export the spice model, how the spice will look like. It also includes one feature called circuit wizard. Suppose we give some of the parameters of the circuit, it can automatically create our circuit based upon our requirement, whichever features we have given the input. This is a basic interface window of the multisim software, where the circuit design has been made in the designing window. Then different options are there. Simulation button is there, graph view is there, instrument gallery is there, and the characteristics of the components we can change, or the properties we can change by clicking on the component and go for the properties. We can change the model of the spice model of the component. Even we can change different footprints from the different industry specific manufacturers. From the library list, we can select any of the components and place into the main circuit designing window. All those components which is enlisted over here is mostly divided into different groups. Like digital components are defined in the digital library, analog components are placed into the analog library, source are placed into the source library, basic components like resistance, capacitance, inductance, those are introduced in a basic library with different library features. After simulation of the signal, if we can mostly in the hardware, in the labs, we design our circuit in a real time with real hardwares, and to view the characteristics, to measure any voltage or current, we need to insert connect any ammeter or voltmeter. To view the graph or the characteristics, we have to insert oscilloscope. We have to connect two probes from the output and view the characteristics of the oscilloscope. Even same over the multisim software, from the output points, output probe, we can connect the oscilloscope and running the simulation. This could be the window for generating the graph view. It is actually, we can see whatever actually we can see in the oscilloscope window. That is the graph view of the characteristics in the oscilloscope. Features of that, not only that graph view, we can save that graph. Even we can collect the data points and export into the Excel format. We can get all the data points according to the graph. Most of the libraries which is explored in the multisim software, it includes fully mixed mode libraries, virtual components, animated components. Even we could customize all those components and make real or new components and place into the library database. Our own component we can make and enlist into the libraries. Suppose we have created, this is a symbol editor. What it makes, suppose we have made any of the circuit, we can create a symbol or sub circuit of that circuit, or even a new component. We can create a symbol and save it into our own library, and we could call that symbol several times whatever we need into our main circuit window, where we can design all the pin configuration, placement of the pin, uh, what will be the pin number, how it will be connected, whether it is an input pin, whether it is output pin. We can define all those things and create a new symbol or new component, and we can call those into our main functional designing window. What a circuit wizard. Mostly from the library we can drag and drop and create our new design, but these also introduce some of the features, like automatically it can create our circuit, like 555 timer, some filters like passive and active filters, op amps, and BJT amplifier, whether class A, class B, class C amplifier, those kind of things. We can give only the properties of the circuit, how it will be, whether if it is a low pass filter, what will be the frequencies, what will be the band gain, what will be the stop band, whether it is a Butterworth filter or Chebyshev filter, passive or active filter. Put all those details and first verify whether all the details we have put it's correct or not. Then if we could click on the generate or build circuit, it will automatically create those circuit in our main window. That is an advantage, added features, like we don't need to create our own circuit. We just put the functionalities or the requirements or only the parameters. It will automatically create our circuit based upon our requirement with all the components, op amps, source, whether what kind of source is required, resistance, capacitance, what will be the exact value. It will automatically create, so that it could reduce our designing time. After designing all those things, it also introduced some title blocks or annotation, like detail of the circuit we can also give, like whether what will be the title of our circuit or what is the detail of the circuit. It can also introduce those kind of things into the window. Like after capturing the window, it also introduced our main circuit along with the detail of the circuit with annotation, what will be the details, graphical details or text details we can import over here. Not only the circuit we can design, we can also create some of the files and different hierarchical level. Like suppose if we want to design a bigger circuit, so we can divide into some of the sub circuits into different hierarchical levels, so that our design could make in a simplified format. Even we could introduce in a tree structure for maintaining all those files. Suppose it could introduce a VHDL file or some C files we could introduce over there. This was the hierarchical model where all those sub circuits are also present and different files we have put it. Whether if it is a bigger circuit, we could simplify it and make it into a smaller format. Even going into the hierarchical levels, into the deeper, we could explore the full circuit according to our requirement. With a spreadsheet editor, that is one of the format that with the components we can edit all the component traces and its properties with the layers, whether in which layer it could be made, multiple we can change multiple properties or entries in a single shot and view all the characteristics, which could be helpful to transfer into the PCB designing for Altiboard. After designing any software, we will be going for the simulation, but before that it introduced one generation of reports and documentation and some rule checking, like electrical rule checking, whether we have put all the pins accordingly, connected all the pins accordingly, whether any pin is an open pin or not. That kind of electrical rule check, it could check whether our circuit is perfectly all right or not. Even some of the times we have seen that without giving any ground, it creates a problem simulating the circuit, that after at the time of simulation it gives some kind of error that ground is not there in the circuit, like these kind of features. Or this pin is not connected, this is an open pin, this is an open port. this kind of rule checking it creates or it runs and give you the result. Even it could give you some result like bill of materials. Suppose in our circuit we have two resistance, three capacitance, one op amp, one voltage source, one oscilloscope. We can create the bill of the materials report, and it will give all those details, how many components has been used, which component, what is the value. It will give all those reports. It could create from the generation of the circuit, it could create one report for netlist. That means the spice netlist corresponding to the schematic design. Like suppose one resistance is connected between two pins, it will also create in the schematic, it will create a report like spice code in the spice format, that this resistance is connected between these two pins and what is the value of that. In the spice format it will create a report. And also we could export into the Excel format. And what is the functionality for interactive spice simulation? That it is a fast and accurate simulation result it gives. And whether it is a schematic design, though it is a spice based, at the background it creates the spice netlist. Suppose someone doesn't have most of the idea how to write a spice coding, then no need to know or no need to understand the spice syntax. Only you create the circuit design, like drawing into the pen and paper, simulate the circuit, it will automatically create your spice model. For simulation of not only analog and digital, apart from that, RF signal we can also design, RF circuit we can design and analyze into the multisim software. Like RF model libraries are there, RF components are there. Even for viewing the RF results, we have some spectrum analyzer, network analyzer, also Smith chart, where we can draw the Smith chart according to the RLC circuits. As I've mentioned, there are virtual instruments. All the instruments I have previously mentioned, like multimeter, function generator, LabVIEW instruments, indicators like voltmeter, ammeter, and different probes. All those instruments which we can get in a real lab with a real hardware. All those instruments are present over here in a single window. That means suppose in one lab, in a hardware, to prepare any kind of experiments or one or two or three experiments, they need all those components, LEDs, source, as oscilloscope, function generator, multimeter, voltmeter. So there could be a huge list of instruments which need to be present. Or in a single multi-sim software or single window, we can have all those in a single window. So even as if it is a simulation kind of software, there is no risk of damaging all those instruments. Real hardwares may damage or real components may damage, but simulation softwares, it is a very less chance to get damaged all those things. So it is also beneficial to use those kind of softwares before going into the hardware implementation. Once if you we simulate all those things in a circuit simulation software, we could get all the results whether we have made any kind of mistakes or not. Then we could prefer going into the hardware implementation, so that the perfectness of the circuit preparation will be much more and risk of damage will be reduced. These were some of the view of real type of instruments like oscilloscope, function generator, whatever actually present in the lab in a real format, it is also present in a 3D view. Like we can rotate the knobs, we can put all the features like real time we could design or we could handle with the real hardwares. So it gives such a flavor for the students also or for the faculties to have a real idea, real flavor of the real components, how the instruments will be there, how to operate the instruments. From that we could also learn how to handle all those instruments, so that we could after that we could go for the handling of the instruments in our lab in a real format. After simulation, we could get the result in a graphical format. This is a window called grapher or analyzer, where we could import that graph. We can save the window or save the graph. Even we can adjust all the properties or characteristics. We can print the graph, or we can export the data points of the graph into Excel format or MathCAD format or different LabVIEW format, so that after that, if needed, we could import that data values. As earlier I have also already mentioned, it could be integrated with LabVIEW for importing real-time signals into the real simulation. Like from LabVIEW, if we could generate a real signal, we could save into the LabVIEW LVM format, and we could import that source as LVM source into the multisim, and then go for the simulation. Then it will simulate taking the real source or real signals. Not only the analog components, digital components like transistors, op amps, gates, different gates, RLC circuits. It introduced simulation for the microcontrollers. In the library, it introduced some of the microcontrollers like 8051, 8052, RAM, ROM, and some PIC controllers. With all those, we can also design some microcontroller based circuits, MCU based circuits. Even in the MCU based circuits, we could take or select, suppose 8051 or 8052 IC chip. It got its pin configuration, all the properties. Mostly we have to, in a hardware, we have to burn those ICs to run with specific applications. We write some C or assembly language programming, and then we burn into the burner. With those ICs, we burn into the burner so that the program is dumped into the IC. Then we could connect those ICs with different pins according to that input and output, and we make the hardware or real circuit. The same into the multisim software. We can write over here C programming or assembly language programming to program those ICs and burn into the ICs or hardware. Like clicking on those ICs, it will automatically open one window where we could it will give option whether we could write the program in C language or assembly language. We write the program in C or assembly and save that programming. Clicking on saving, it actually implies that you are burning into the chip. That means now the programming has been burnt into the IC. Now you connect all those circuits with those ICs, connect all those inputs and outputs, whatever required, whether different indicators are there, traffic light indicators, keypad indicators, like you are writing some microcontroller programming for calculator, for traffic light controller, all those indicators are also present. Then you go for the simulation. It will simulate according to the programming, whatever you have written. It will act like that. So microcontroller programming is also an added advantage in the multisim software. Apart from that, suppose we have created a circuit designing. Mostly in the labs, the mottos are placing those components in the breadboard and see the characteristics. Like here also, after designing the circuit, we can transfer those designed circuit into a breadboard view. This is also a breadboard view present over multisim software, where all those components, whatever has been taken for the designing, it comes into the library format for the PCBs. We select from the database all those selected components and place into the PCB and connect with the wirings. The PCB in the breadboard and connect with the wirings. Like we are placing into the breadboard all those used components or according to our circuit, and view how our breadboard will look like. Exactly what is done into the labs. Mostly what is designed into the labs, whether how the breadboard will look like after placing all those components, which pin is connected with what, we can also create over here, which introduce added benefit or added interest to the students also, so that it will look like this. After that we could go for the implementation into a real world, like real implementation into the real breadboard. After designing our circuit in multisim, we could also transfer the design into the in multisim we could transfer the design into our PCB. Like we have designed any of the circuit, how the pin will connect, which pin is connected of the op amp with which resistance pin, all those things. Our circuit mostly it is required to implement into the hardware. We can create our own PCB in PCB format according to the design circuit, and create our own PCB through a software that is Ultiboard. Multisim is also integrated with Ultiboard. We can directly transfer our circuit, designed circuit, into the Ultiboard format to create the PCB. Even it is also integrated with some other third-party PCB layouts like OrCAD, Protel, PCAD, PADS. One feature also introduced in it was also present in the previous format, previous versions, like PLD designing. All those PLD components taking into from the library, the PLD components, we can create the design. Like I'm just getting blank PLD design means whatever it will be connected, like it is also integrated, or it is multisim is integrated with the hardware, NI hardware LVs. Whatever LVs basic add-on board, how it will look like, it gives that flavor like the breadboard of that LVs hardware, where we can do our PLD designing with AND gate, OR gate, multiplexer, subtractor, adder, those kind of things. And we can export that PLD into our VHDL format. Like we can design the PLD circuit and we can extract the VHDL coding from that. Like whatever is given, one example of here, that we could extract the VHDL coding and we can also dump that VHDL coding into some different FPGA hardware boards. Previously it was only one Xilinx FPGA, Xilinx Spartan 3E FPGA hardware board. We can also dump into that, but now it is also introduced with Digilent hardwares, FPGA hardware boards. From the version 13, it introduced some Digilent hardwares which also it could integrate with. These are some of the lists where it introduced some Digilent hardwares also from the version 13, where we can design the PLD circuit and extract the VHDL and implement on those FPGA hardware boards. Even in the new version, it also introduced one features like thermal components it has added. Previously it was normal IGBT, normal diode, normal MOSFET, but now in the library list it introduced some thermal IGBT, thermal MOSFET and thermal diodes, where we can view all those thermal characteristics or properties of those components, and we can get the direct thermal analysis or the result from all those components, which is also an added features or advantage of the multisim software. Even also one feature is there, or in the libraries it is present, like electrical parts, electrical motors, DC motor, squirrel cage induction motor, where we could design drives, electrical drives, electrical motor circuit, and we could get the analysis of those, like speed, what is the speed analysis, torque analysis, angular velocity, all those analysis we can implement. So it could be beneficial, I could say it could be beneficial for multisim software for simulation in analog electronics, digital electronics, it could say solid state device, FPGA based design, PLD designing, um, power electronics, electrical motors and drives. Some of the features like communication designing, communication system designing, those it could introduce. For we could use multi-sim software for these kind of different applications. After designing our multi-sim circuits, we can transfer into the PCB designing option for the Altiboard, or Altiboard can be separately used also for PCB designing software. So one PCB designing software, before going to that, I have just briefed what is the PCB designing option, what could be the different components into the PCB designing. What is a PCB? It's a printed circuit board, which is a mechanically support and electrically connect the components using some conductive pathway, tracks or signals traced etched from the copper sheet and laminated onto a non-conductive substrate. What is a it's actually a PCB. Some components or materials of the PCB I have mentioned. I'm not going detail of those things, but kind of PCB components could be used. I have mentioned some of the very famous components which is actually used for the PCB designing, some materials. And I have mentioned 11 steps for designing a PCB process or workflow for a PCB designing. I'm not going detail into that. I've just mentioned the steps for PCB designing. Mostly in the PCB, it could be physically or by designing. There are different types of PCB. One is single layer designing, another is multi-layer designing. That means it is only a single layer where we can design the PCB, or it could be multiple layers. Even those are also divided into subgroups like single sided or double sided. That means the connectivity path or the lamination is whether it is on a single side, that means on the top surface or the bottom surface, or it is on the both surface, that means double sided. In this it could be divided into different parts. In the PCBs, mostly we used to place the components, the real components. The components could be also two types. One is through hole component and another is surface mount component. Through hole component is like our general register, like it got two leads. The leads passes through the hole of the PCB, and we used to solder at the top or the bottom. At the bottom, that is through hole, that means it passes through the hole. And another is type of surface mount, where it doesn't pass through the hole, it doesn't have the hole in the PCB. On the surface it got the connectivity, we used to solder that components lead with the connectivity paths on the PCB board. These two options are also present in the Altiboard library editor library. That means these surface mount technology or the through hole technology library components are present into the Altiboard library. And the Gerber file, I'll just come later. What is the Gerber file? These were some of the introduction for the Altiboard, what it could design. It is mostly a printed circuit board layout tool, which also introduced auto routing facility. Before routing, actually we first have to define our PCB. What will be the size of our PCB, how it will look, whether it is a rectangular, whether it is a square, whether it is a circular, how much it will be dimension of the PCB. Then we used to place the components onto the PCB, whether it could be a single layer PCB, single sided or double sided PCB. Then we place the components on the PCB from the libraries. If we are making a manually designing PCB, or if we are transferring our circuit designed into the multisim, the components will be automatically taken from the multisim database. We just need to define the size of the PCB and the components will be placed automatically on the PCB. Then if we go for the auto route, taking all the information of the connectivities mentioned into the multisim, it will automatically create the routing for us into the PCB. Or if we are creating it manually, we can give the routing option. The connectivity paths we have to define that which leg is connected of the component with other components leg. We have to define those nets. It will show into the lines. Then if you go for the routing, auto routing, it will automatically create the connectivity paths. We can also edit those connectivity paths, like whether it could be on the top surface or it will be on the bottom surface, and we could view how our PCB will look like. The Altiboard, it got the features like it got the full library of the components of surface mount as well as through-hole technology. After designing that, it also can get the design rule check whether we have followed all the rules, whether our design is perfectly correct or not. We could get the DRC rule check. Board outline creation, like what will be the size of the PCB board, that is for the board outline creation. Layer configuration means how which type of layer it could be, where it will be placed. For the designing of the PCB, it introduced pads or vias. It also introduced connectivity check, whether the connectivity has been done perfectly or not. Like in the multisim, whether it is an electrical rule check, it is also getting in the Altiboard connectivity check, where all the connectivity has been made perfectly or not. Then we could also view the 3D in a 3D model, that after designing our PCB, after placing all those components, how it will look like really how it will look like in the 3D format. It also can create a netlist from that. It also introduced the output format, that after designing all those PCB, at the end we could get one file that is called Gerber file. The Gerber file actually is full of all the informations of our PCB, how our PCB is sized, which kind of components is placed, how much distance between each of the legs, what is the connectivity path. All those informations are there in the Gerber file. We have to take those Gerber file and we could give it to the PCB vendor. They will actually take those Gerber file and make the real PCB according to that Gerber file, according to that information. And after preparing that PCB, we could get that real PCB, which actually involves all the informations, real informations of which exact component has been used, distance between all the leads. It is perfectly done. We could take all those components from the market, place on the PCB, only do the soldering. Our full circuit is ready for the operation. It got the integration facility with the multisim, as I have already mentioned. From the multisim we could transfer into the Altiboard, or on the Altiboard, whether if we have transferred from the multisim, at the end of the PCB designing, if we can click on the component on the Altiboard, it can highlight into the multisim that in which multisim which component is here reflected. That means integration from both way, from multisim to Altiboard or from Altiboard to multisim. That means backward or forward annotation. These are some of the user interface. I am not going into the details, as I have mentioned. Full screen mode, these are the special facilities. Board outline creation, I have mentioned how the PCB board will look like board wizard. What will be the size of the board, what will be the type of the board, whether how kind of which kind of layer will be imported, whether it is a copper or any other material. Those kind of designing rule checkings are there. For electrical or manufacturing rule, we can view some of the reports like what is the result of our design rule check, component list, connectivity net connectivity report, which pin is connected with which pin, that is the net report, and PCB layers, different layers on which we have make the connectivities. It also introduced for the designing different pads and vias for designing the PCBs. These are some of the libraries. I have already mentioned that over 10,000 footprint are available for through-hole technology as well as surface mount technology with uh, BGA type of things. It also introduced has the full support for multisim library components. All the components present in the multisim can be integrated into the Altiboard libraries. That means all those components can be transferred or can be utilized into the PCB designing for Altiboard. These are the options for copper area defining or the power plane, defining the power plane or copper area for the PCB, like separating the separation or isolation for the power planes, or defining all the copper areas, how it will be connected, copper cutouts, or splitting the power planes. It got all the options for designing the PCBs. And at the end of the design, I have mentioned that Garber file we can introduce or export the format into the Garber file. And how the Garber file will look like, I have mentioned one slide for that, how the Garber file will look like. In the Altiboard, for creating a new design, there could be a two option. One is PCB designing, another is mechanical CAD designing, like drawing the accurate front panel or the enclosure of the PCB, how where the PCB can be placed, the full PCB can be placed where the outline or the panel for that mechanical design could be also done using the Altiboard software. This also introduced the 3D visualization, that it could you could have a real time 3D view after designing, how it could be will be looking like our place after placing the components into the PCB with all the tracks or the connectivity paths. These are some of the designing where all the components are present, the pins are there, connectivity is there. It is the routing part. The connectivity is there, how it will look like after designing into the PCB. And at the um, left hand side, it is giving the barred eye, like how the components will be looking after placing into the PCB. This is normally a 2D view, not the 3D view. These are the connectivity paths with all the placement of the vias. It will be creating a 3D visualization on the 3D view, that how your PCB will look like after designing into the Altiboard, with all the connectivity paths for the metal connectivity, the components, and detail of the component, where it could be placed, whether if it is a multi-layer, splitting all those layers, how the layer will be there, and how each layers are connected, each pins are connected of each layer, with how different type. It could also view all those details. And after that, we could generate the Garber file. A Garber file actually contains all the connectivity information or connectivity path, where it also has the information for size of the PCB, how the PCB will be sized, what is the exact size of the PCB, what is the length of each connectivity paths, what is the distance between each of the pins, according to our design created with exact hardware or exact component, exact specific component. We could generate that Garber file, and we could give it to the PCB vendor, who can take that Garber file and prepare the real hardware PCB for us. We could take the PCB we can place that exact component which will be actually fitted into the PCB, because with those properties or functionalities the pin configuration has been made. If we could place different component, it could be difficult to place into the exact size of the PCB or exact pins of the PCB, which won't be fitted because it got all the footprint options for whichever component we have taken for designing that. We could take all those specific design components, we can place into the PCB, we could do the soldering, all our circuit is ready. We don't need any of the other connectivity things. Only placing the components, our full circuit could be ready for our specific type of applications. Actually, this was a brief overview for that multisim and Altiboard software, how it could be working for circuit simulation and PCB designing. If you have any other sort of questions or queries, you can ask.